Have you ever felt her body next to yours, but her mind seemed far away? You touch her, you try to please her, but something feels off, like she's there, yet not fully there. You're not alone. So many men struggle with this silent gap, that space between physical contact and real connection. And it's not about stamina or size or technique, at least not the way most people think. It's about something far more powerful, because true desire, the kind that makes her crave you, that makes her whisper, "Don't stop," doesn't begin in the bedroom. It starts with how her brain, her hormones, and her emotions respond to you. When you understand this, everything changes. You stop guessing what she wants, you stop overthinking your every move, and you start creating a kind of attraction that feels natural, effortless, and deeply satisfying for both of you. In this video, I'll share 3 scientifically grounded, but rarely discussed techniques that awaken real intimacy and desire. They're not tricks. They're based on how female arousal actually works, neurologically, hormonally, and emotionally. So if you've ever wondered why sometimes your partner pulls away when you want closeness, or why, even after doing everything right, she doesn't seem excited, stay with me. Because once you understand this, you'll never think about intimacy the same way again. Let's be honest. Intimacy isn't as simple as it looks in movies. You can love someone deeply, but still feel that spark fading over time. Maybe she used to respond instantly to your touch. Now it feels like you're the only one trying. You wonder, is it stress, boredom, or is something wrong with you? Here's the truth most men never hear. Female desire is complex. It's not a straight line from touch to pleasure. It's a network of mind, hormones, emotions, and safety. A woman's arousal system isn't like a light switch. It's more like a symphony. And stress, fatigue, or resentment can silence the music instantly. When her body says not now, it's not rejection. It's biology protecting her. Because stress hormones like cortisol literally shut down the same neural pathways that trigger arousal. And here's where it gets tricky. Men often try harder, more pressure, more movement, more intensity, thinking that will fix the problem. But that can push her further away. Not emotionally, but neurologically. She needs something first. Emotional safety, trust, anticipation. Not because she's fragile, but because that's how her body works. Think about it this way. A woman's desire grows when her mind feels seen, not just her body touched. When she feels relaxed, confident, desired, her body responds naturally. So if you've been feeling frustrated or even rejected, don't blame yourself. You're probably just missing the real sequence of desire, and that's what we're going to fix today. Because when you learn to tune into what her body and brain truly need, you don't chase passion. You create it. In the next few minutes, I'll show you 3 techniques that blend medical science and emotional intelligence, so you can reconnect with her desire on every level: physical, emotional, and chemical. Let's go step by step. These are not tricks. They are techniques based on how the female body and brain actually experience arousal. Think of them as connection tools. Each one helps her body feel safe, responsive, and deeply desired. 1. The anticipation technique: build desire before touch. Most men focus on the moment they start, but female desire begins long before the first touch. In medical terms, this is called responsive desire. Unlike spontaneous arousal, which can happen instantly for many men, a woman's body needs context. Her mind has to feel relaxed, open, and emotionally connected before her body even starts to respond. That means the real technique begins hours before intimacy. It's in the small messages. The way you look at her when she walks by, the gentle, wordless kind of attention that says, "I see you." Here's what's happening physiologically. When her brain feels seen and valued, oxytocin, the bonding hormone, rises. That hormone quiets cortisol, the stress hormone, and signals her body it's safe to feel. You can create this without a single sexual word. A light touch on her shoulder. A whisper that isn't about sex, but about admiration. These micro moments are what awaken her anticipation. Think of it like preheating an oven. You can't rush it, but once it's ready, everything that follows feels effortless. So the next time you're with her, don't rush in. Let silence, eye contact, and calm energy do the work. That's the first forbidden secret. Not physical control, but emotional rhythm. 2. The rhythm technique: slow down to turn. Here's something most men never realize. For women, slower is stronger. Medically, arousal is a vascular response. Blood flow increases to the pelvic area, nerve endings become more sensitive, and lubrication begins. But this process takes time. When you rush, you skip the phase where her body transitions from neutral to aroused. And if you skip it, her body can't reach full pleasure, no matter how much effort you make. So here's the doctor-backed rule. Match your rhythm to her breath. It sounds simple, but it's deeply physiological. When her breathing deepens, it's a sign her parasympathetic nervous system, the relax and feel system, is active. That's when her body is ready to receive. If you move too fast or too intensely early on, her stress response activates instead. That's the fight or flight system, and desire instantly disappears. So slow down. Notice her cues. Is her body leaning in or pulling back? Are her muscles relaxing or tensing? Desire is communication, not choreography. You're not performing for her, you're responding with her. When you let her body set the rhythm, she feels both safe and excited. And that's when her craving starts to build, not because of pressure, but because of presence. Remember, rhythm is not just speed, it's attention, and attention is the most powerful aphrodisiac. 3. The deep presence technique. Engage her senses, not her logic. Here's where most men lose connection. They stay too much in their head. They think about performance, technique, or timing. But women don't crave performance. They crave presence. Presence is when your focus is completely on her, not on what happens next. It's when she feels your breathing sync with hers. When she senses you're not just touching her body, you're listening through your hands. From a neurological standpoint, this activates mirror neurons in her brain, the same cells that make empathy and connection possible. It tells her nervous system, you're safe here. And when she feels that, her arousal deepens naturally. Try this. During intimacy, pause for a few seconds. Keep your eyes open. Breathe slowly. Let her see that you're not rushing to finish. You're exploring together. This kind of stillness can feel powerful. It breaks the usual pattern and creates tension, not anxiety, but desire, because when she feels your calm, her body mirrors it. Presence also means putting away distractions. Turn off the lights if she prefers. Keep your focus on her breath, her skin, her sounds. Each sense you awaken, sight, touch, sound, scent, sends signals through her brain's limbic system, the center of emotion and pleasure. That's what creates that deep involuntary craving, the kind that makes her whisper, "Don't stop." 4. The reassurance technique. Make her feel safe after the peak. Most men stop at climax, but a woman's body keeps processing intimacy long after the act ends. Right after sex, oxytocin levels spike. But if she feels emotionally disconnected, that same hormone can trigger anxiety instead of bonding. That's why reassurance is essential. It's not a nice gesture. It's biological maintenance. Hold her, touch her hair, breathe slowly with her, say nothing, or say something simple like, "I love how close this feels." Those small moments tell her brain that what just happened was safe, mutual, and meaningful. They strengthen her emotional memory of pleasure, which makes her crave you again. Because real intimacy isn't about performance. It's about trust, repetition, and safety. That's what keeps her coming back. Not curiosity, but comfort. So the 4th secret is simple. Never end before her body finishes processing connection. That's what separates physical release from emotional craving. 5. The emotional echo. The desire that lasts beyond the bedroom. Finally, remember that desire doesn't end when the lights go out. It lingers in how you treat her afterward. Send her a gentle message the next morning, something honest and light. "I loved being close to you." That reinforces the memory of safety and passion. Her brain associates you with both pleasure and calm. And that's an addictive combination. In neuroscience, this is called positive reinforcement. It's how attraction becomes habit. You're not chasing attention, you're creating emotional gravity. That's what makes her crave your presence, not just your body. Don't think of these as forbidden because they're risky. They're forbidden because so few men know them. Yet they're exactly what her body and mind crave. When you master anticipation, rhythm, presence, reassurance, and emotional echo, you stop guessing. You start connecting. And that's where real intimacy begins. Let's take a moment to bring everything together. What we've talked about today isn't about tricks, games, or performance. It's about understanding how real desire works, biologically, emotionally, and psychologically. For men, arousal often begins with visual stimulation or direct touch. For women, it's almost always about connection first. Safety, emotional awareness. When you create that foundation, her body opens up naturally. There's no need for pressure or guessing. Remember the first technique, anticipation. Desire begins long before the bedroom. It starts with the way you look at her, the way you speak to her, the subtle signals that make her feel seen. When she feels noticed, her body starts to prepare for closeness, even without realizing it. Then comes rhythm. Slow is powerful. Matching her breath and letting her body set the pace tells her nervous system, you're safe. That's the foundation for real pleasure. Third, presence. When your mind is still, she feels it. When your attention is undivided, her body trusts you. That's when intimacy becomes something deeper, something shared. After that, reassurance, holding her, letting her know that she's safe even after the moment ends. This isn't weakness, it's strength. It's how emotional bonding becomes physical craving. And finally, the emotional echo, the quiet message, the kind word, the memory that lingers. That's what keeps her thinking of you, not just physically, but emotionally. Every one of these steps works together. They're like a rhythm. Body, mind, connection, trust. When you understand this sequence, you stop chasing desire and start cultivating it. Because passion isn't something you ignite once. It's something you sustain, day by day, touch by touch, word by word. Always listen to her cues. Always lead with calm confidence. And remember, a woman's desire isn't fragile. It's layered, deep, and beautifully responsive when you know how to unlock it. That's what creates real craving. Not chaos, but connection. Not dominance, but understanding. You don't just make her want you. You make her feel safe wanting you. If this message spoke to you, pause for a second. Think about what really builds desire, understanding, patience, and presence. These aren't secrets just for the bedroom. They're lessons for life, how you connect, how you communicate, how you love. So start small. Try one technique tonight. Maybe it's anticipation, maybe it's slowing down, maybe it's simply being present. Notice how her energy shifts when you stop trying to impress and start listening with your body. And if you want more doctor-led insights on men's wellness, intimacy, and emotional connection, you're in the right place. This channel is about real science, real relationships, and real results. I'm Dr. Rosalia Viterbo, and my goal is to help you understand your body, your partner, and your potential with clarity and compassion. So if you haven't yet, subscribe. Because here, we don't talk about surface attraction. We talk about the deeper chemistry that makes passion last. Take care of your health, take care of your heart, and as always, stay curious, stay kind, and I'll see you in the next video.